Welcome back to Planning for Adventure. In today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about summer and chronic illness.
Guess who's home? We finally sold the Kia, which means we have space for the van again. It's back.
Obviously, every season has its own things that are difficult and things that are great for a lot of reasons. But there are some setbacks as well. So the first thing that is nice with summer when it comes to having chronic illness or chronic pain is that there's not as many layers of clothes to deal with and get dressed and take off, all those things. That might sound a little bit silly to somebody that doesn't know, but seriously, when it comes to wintertime and it's layers of clothes and it's bending down, putting your socks on, taking your socks off, all of those things can really be difficult.
No socks, slide-in shoes, need I say more?
But some things are harder during the summertime. Number one, doctors are harder to get a hold of than they usually are. At least here. There are a lot of things I think are amazing in Sweden and that I love, but one thing that's really particularly difficult here is July. And anything that has to do with healthcare is just frozen and put on hold. So if you need something in July, you're kind of screwed because everybody's on vacation. Plan your medication ahead of time. Make sure that you have enough medication with you. And in some cases, it's good to know that you have to have paperwork for those medications as well. But check and make sure that you have your prescriptions filled and all of that stuff, that you can pick them up and all of those things. Another good thing to remember is if you're going somewhere and you're not going to be able to get a hold of your doctor, make sure to check up, okay, where is the pharmacy at this place? Where is a good doctor? Where is, anything that you might possibly need. Secondary locations, telephone numbers to people that you can call, just so that you always know who to get in touch with and where to turn to.
And everybody's different. This is just my list.
The second thing that's better a lot of times in the summertime is your joints, because the heat can be so nice when you've got achy joints. You're not dealing with that winter cold anymore.
Then again, depending on where you live, you might not be able to count on a warm summer. And this has been my saving grace. Seriously, I love the hot tub.
It's filling up pretty fast. The thing that takes time is getting the temperature up. How cold is it?
It's 13 degrees.
Yeah.
Cold or warm?
So it's a cold tub at the moment. Too much heat can actually be a not so good thing, and that can also make you flare up. It can have your joints like hands and feet swelling and things like that. So anything that has to do with fluctuations with temperature is something that you might want to avoid.
Then again, you don't always have a choice. Sometimes the weather weathers, even in June or July.
It's not all it's not all fun and games. So it can be really good to try to sort of even out temperature fluctuations. Number 3. A lot of times vacation and just a slower pace of doing things is something that happens naturally in summertime. And that can be so nice and give us a chance to sort of rest up.
Time for self-care and rest is amazing, but
Lack of routines. Not having any routines can be really nice. Like summer mode, go to bed when I want, sleep when I want, wake up when I want. But on the other hand, you don't have those healthy habits keeping you in check. And that can be not always a good thing. One of my absolute favorite things to do when I'm on vacation is to kind of take a step back, see where my routines have kind of ended up during the year, and resetting them, making new goals, and having that space and time to do that is pretty cool. And it's a little bit of a unique experience because when you're in the middle of the hamster wheel of work and everything, it can be a little bit tricky. So I would say summertime is a perfect time to start looking over and deciding on new routines to set.
Number 4 is a awesome vitamin D boost with those long summer days.
And if you are, like we are, in the northern hemisphere where things are light for a long time, it can be really difficult to go to sleep as well if you're having any sleep issues when it is light outside for so long. So blackout curtains, making sure that you have a space to pull down the curtains, kind of just hibernate yourself just a little bit when you need to sleep. Disturbed sleep is like, ugh, it is so terrible. But something that is actually really, really good is cooling blankets. I did not even know that this was a thing, but apparently is. We got 2 of them at Costco last year, and they're really great. Making sure that you get good sleep is both a situation of trying to make sure that you are comfortable, that you are keeping cool, but also that you get the dark, because we need the dark. Yes, the lighter half of the year is something that's really awesome and that we love, but it's also difficult if you are like we are in the northern hemisphere where things are light for so long. Why do my peonies look like dead swans?
And finally, last but not least,
Here we go. Time for aquatic extravaganza number 1 at Mom and Dad's. I'm trying to get a little bit better in shape. And now that I'm done with my sessions at the physiotherapist, I figured this could be a good way of keeping up the swimming, because that's really been helping me a lot. And number 5, swimming. One of the most difficult things to deal with when you have chronic pain is that everything hurts, obviously. But in summertime, swimming is so much more accessible, whether it's in a pool or in a lake or in the ocean or, I don't know, just any water you can get your hands on. And all of a sudden, you don't have to deal with gravity, which is really nice. And I think I would say that swimming is the ultimate in low impact exercise. So the 5th thing that can be really difficult with summer, I would say, is FOMO. Fear of missing out is a serious thing in summer, because there's a lot of stuff that generally feels like really classic summery kind of things to do. And you go, I can't do that. So instead of feeling like, okay, there's all these activities that I can't do, try to look around and see, are there things that you might want to do that other people might also want to do? So it's not like, okay, you're all doing this and I can't. But planning inclusive activities, things that everybody can do together, like playing in the pool, maybe, or I don't know, board games if you're into board games. I love board games in summertime. It's just so much fun. Just because you can't necessarily go on a hike doesn't mean that you can't do anything. There are things that you can be included in. Maybe keep an open mind and try something new.
so from our crazy family to yours, hope you have an awesome start to your summer, and we'll see you guys back here next week for something extra special. Bye-bye.